Warning, the following program is highly controversial and may be offensive to some selected people groups. Listener discretion is advised. And now, the Commander-in-Chief is back. Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups, the Oval Office of Gulf Coast Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome back, Gulf Coast. Welcome back, America. It's good to have you with us. My good friend and your good friend, Mike Shoesmith, is on the line. Mike is our Canadian correspondent. To our new listeners, Mike's been with me since this program began many moons ago, and it's always great to have Mike. Mike is an entrepreneur. He's an author. He has several published books. He is a syndicated blogger. He is a journalist par excellence. He is the executive director of the ppsimmons ministry properties, and I mean that includes a huge YouTube site with 28 million views, 27,000 subscribers, big ppsimmons Facebook site, a blog spot. Mike does all of that, plus he's got a family, plus he's a man of God, he's got ministries. You're a busy fella, Mike, and I appreciate you taking time almost every Friday to be with us. God bless you, Mike. Welcome.
Well, I appreciate your personal contributions to the ministry, Carl. I mean, you're one of the co-founders, and we couldn't do it without you. And speaking of which, I sent you a video today of a character in California, a sheriff, or rather a chief of police.
Yeah, you fired me up with that video.
I sent that to you. I said, Carl, now you're going to be our go-to guy on this, and you came through for us. I really appreciate the response, the refutation video that you put up for us on the ppsimmons YouTube channel. Essentially, it's a chief of police who stood up in front of the cameras and said, look, guns are not for defense. He said that is a myth. Guns are always and always have been for
offense,
assault, for everything but defense, he said.
Yeah.
And we've got that clip, I guess. I don't know if you guys got that ready or
not. We're gonna play the clip. But you know what, Mike? What infuriated me more than anything was not just the false information that he gave up front, the ignorant information when he said guns are not defensive weapons. They're offensive weapons. But then he went on to say, police officers don't carry guns to defend themselves. Guns are used for intimidation and a show of power. He said that. So basically what he was admitting is that the philosophy of his department is that his cops walk around with guns on their side not to defend themselves or innocent people around them, but they walk around to intimidate people and to show their power to people. He said that, Mike. And, of course, our audience is going to get to hear the clip. But maybe I've given it away. Here's what we're going to do, folks. Mallory's got it queued up. It's 45 seconds. I want you to hear this guy. Now envision this. By the way, if you want to see this clip, and if you want to see my refutation of it, and you're going to hear Mike and I give a refutation, but if you want this video to pass around to folks, go to carlgallups.com. On the left-hand side at the top, you'll see where it says latest in red letters, ppsimmons videos. Click on that, and it'll take you to all the latest videos, but you'll see that's the very last one, or the first one. It's the very first one that you'll see because it's the last one that was put up, and you can look at it. Ex-lawman refutes California chief of police. That's it. But you go watch the video yourself. But now you're getting ready to hear it. And I know a lot of you guys are driving home right now. You're in your car, and you're going to hear this, and it's going to fire you up. And then you're going to say, oh, I wish I could share that with people. Well, you can. Not only can you get the podcast of what we're doing right now tomorrow on carlgallups.com, but if you'll go to carlgallups.com, click on latest ppsimmons videos, you can watch all the latest stuff, but you can see this refutation video. But here's what we're going to do. Mallory, go ahead and play that clip. Folks, it's 45 seconds, and then Mike and I are going to come back and talk about it. If you want to join the conversation, call us 623-1330, area code 850. Mallory, hit it.
One issue that always boggles my mind is that the idea that a gun is a defensive weapon. That is a myth. A gun is not a defensive weapon. A gun is an offensive weapon used to intimidate and used to show power. Police officers do not carry a gun as a defensive weapon to defend themselves or their other officers. They carry a gun to be able to do their job in a safe and effective manner and face any oppositions that we may come upon. If it was a defensive measure, why did we lose 55 officers nationwide last year to gun violence?
Yeah, Mike, I am infuriated again. And I've heard this thing 10 times today, and I've already made a refutation video that's going viral, but I'm still infuriated to speechless. But I'm going to let you talk.
Well, listen, your refutation to that was outstanding, and people need to, the audio doesn't do it justice, because even his own people are rolling their eyes behind him.
Yeah. Let me set this up. Folks, you can see the video, but for those of you that are listening right now, here's the deal. The guy standing in front of a bank of microphones, he's at a podium. He's obviously giving a press conference. And he's got these VIPs standing around him, all serious and grave. I think, isn't this the dude that was dealing with the Dorner killing? The cop,
I don't know.
I'm not sure the context, but he's
We'll have to look into that, though.
But he's basically a left-wing hack for gun control.
Wow.
But you've got a cop in uniform, a great big cop. He's a black guy. He's on the left-hand side, right behind him. You got another cop. You can see half of him on his right-hand side. Then you've got these dignitaries in suits. There's a couple of men and behind him. You should see these people, folks. When he gets to this point of this lunacy, the black officer, whom you can see his entire visage, he actually rolls his eyes and looks down and purses his lips and shakes his head like, my chief has gone crazy. I mean, you can see this on the video. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, and there's a guy standing to his immediate side, a white guy, and then there's the large African American officer beside him. But the white guy, he looks like, man, I would, if there's any place, so if I had a gun right now, I would kill myself.
Yeah, he
that's
does.
The look. I kind of guy, if I could get into his mind, that's almost the thought. I could almost see him thinking that, man, if somebody get me out of here,
right,
or shut this guy up. But listen, in addition to what you said, and you've really done a great job refuting this whole thing. And like you said, people can go to the ppsimmons blog or carlgallups.com or ppsimmons on YouTube and watch this. You have to see the video to believe it. It really is stunning. How much this guy is drowning in Kool-Aid, honestly.
Yeah.
But what came to mind for me was that this guy was embracing several logical fallacies here.
Yep.
I mean, 4 jumped to mind. 2 of them I can discuss right here in the next couple of minutes. The first is the fallacy of accident, which essentially says, because I have never seen, or rather, every incident of gun use I have seen has been in a way of in a non-defense fashion. Mm-hmm. Therefore, every time a gun is used is in a non-defense fashion. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
So that is the fallacy of accident. And then there's the converse fallacy of accident. So he's doing both of these at the same time. He's essentially saying, because I have never seen a gun used in a defensive manner, nowhere on the planet is a gun ever used in a defensive manner. That is a myth, he's saying.
Yeah, he says it's a myth. guns are not defensive weapons. That's a myth.
Well, I wonder what he would say to all the grandmothers out there. Now, we've been documenting case after case ever since the Connecticut shooting and so on. We've been documenting case after case after case of people defending themselves with their guns.
Right.
I mean, tell the woman who was about to be raped and her potential rapist ended up staring down the barrel of her gun.
Right.
Tell that woman she's not using that in self-defense.
Right.
It'll never fly, brother. Right. I mean, you have got that is a bridge too far for the countless times people have used guns to defend themselves, not only in the United States but around the world.
Right.
I mean, this guy, it's like you said in the video. Now, Carl has done a fantastic job in his refutation video, but it's like he said in the video. If ever there was a case to make for the recall of an official, this is it.
Yes. Because
this guy needs to go.
He needs to go because he admitted that his philosophy is that his police department wears guns for intimidation and a show of power, which is absolutely antithetical to good law enforcement work.
You got to wonder, I've watched that video several times today, and I look at it and I wonder, how much money did it take for you to demean yourself in such a way? I mean, you've risen to this level. Obviously, people have seen some modicum of intelligence in you. What did it take to get you to was it 30 pieces of silver? I mean, what was it, right? I mean, this is so obviously, I think you used the word imbecile in the video.
I think I did. I was
so
hot.
Obviously imbecile.
That was the cleanest word I could think of.
I know.
That's enough to...
I had several, I need to have several cleansing moments after watching that in my mind, too.
It was enough to make a preacher
cuss. I just
cuss.
wonder, what did it take for him to reach the point where he's willing to sell out his own intellect and check his brain at the door?
I know.
And make that particular statement. You guys have to watch the video to see what we're talking about here. It really is stunning to the level at which the conversation has sunk.
Yeah. I tell you what, Mike, let's take a time out. When we come back, I'm going to play that clip again and then let you say whatever else you want to say, and we'll move on to another topic. But it's just unbelievable. You're listening to Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups, Mallory Bardwell, your world-famous producer, Mike Shoesmith, our correspondent today out of Toronto, Canada. We're going to be opining a little bit more on this topic and several other topics. If you want to be a part of it, 623-1330, area code 850, or you can just kick back and listen. We don't care. We're just glad you're with us. We'll be right back.